thing. I don't know what this is going to be. It's one of two things that I ordered specifically because I thought I've not really done something with this type of thing on the pedal on the channel before. Or it's a thing that I've been asked by you guys, or some of you guys, to check out. So let's just see what it was first. Okay, cool. So, the Digitech Whammy DT, just before Digitech went away, presumably forever, they actually brought out this thing, which is an amalgamation of the drop pedal and the whammy pedal, which I think are two of them all popular things. So I wanted to check this out. I was speaking to a hero of mine, actually, weirdly enough, on Instagram, and they were asking about whammy pedals, and my suggestion was, you know, instead of the modelling stuff, if you really want the thing, Digitech are the guys that I think do it, in my opinion, in the most iconic way. It's the whammy pedal is Tom Morello, Steve Vai, everyone who used that whammy sound was using a version of a whammy, right? So this is my first time checking that out, plugging it in. R.I.P. Digitech.
1989, I was born, and also the Digitech Whammy was born. Now this is, I can't think of anything more iconic in terms of pitch shifting in the guitar world with an expression pedal. It's sort of a bit of a specialist pedal, and you've seen them. I remember going through, you remember there used to be that website, I think it probably still exists, something like Equipboard, but you know, they would draw out the rigs of kind of famous guitarists, and you'd see the Whammy would appear on so many, like Tom Morello, Dimebag Darrell, I think David Gilmour even, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. I could never afford one when I was a kid, and I don't know that it's necessarily kind of the sound for me. But what I was finding was that was my first time kind of ever playing with one of these. I got the Whammy DT because it has kind of two interesting things for me. It's got the Digitech drop, which I know a load of people really like for kind of dropping their guitar tuning, or in the case of what I'm doing here, I'm mixing in the high octave with the clean. And with that, you could do kind of the straightforward. Do your normal kind of pitch shifting, stuff like that. At this volume, I'm hearing way too much of the actual guitar to figure out, you know, what that's going to actually feel and sound like. But I know that a friend of the channel, David Beebe in particular, uses a Digitech drop in front of his Fractal FM3 just for the ease of kind of this job, where, you know, if you needed to suddenly drop things or take things up by a semitone or two, this is kind of perfect for that job. Anyway, and then on the other side, we've got the classic Whammy pedal, right? And that's... The side of that interests me the most is the harmony side. As you can hear, the first time that guitarists were able to get their hands on this sort of thing in a pedal is with the Digitech, I think. Aside from that, before that, you would have had Eventide doing things like this, but those were very expensive and for very rich people only, as far as I know. I think Steve Vai would have been using Eventide harmonizers back in the day, but the Whammy can do... I think the original Digitech Whammys wouldn't have been able to do the chord tracking stuff. That's kind of recent Digitech technology and skills. And it happens to be that those folks now work for Line 6, which is going to lead me to some later videos probably. The thing is that to be able to do both of those things would take up basically all of your Helix processing power, or your HX Stomp processing power for sure. And it would take up half of both processors on a Helix, right? Because they take up about 50% of a processor. So you, realistically, with a Helix, I don't think you'd be able to drop the pitch as well as run a Whammy pedal in this kind of way, or a poly Whammy pedal, and many other effects. So I think if there's one effect in the Helix, and I see this all the time, people asking, is it worth buying a Digitech drop, or this sort of question. I think if you're an HX Stomp user, or if you're an HX Stomp XL user, if you're a Podgo user, if you're a heavy Helix user, and you're thinking you're going to need more than one or two of these things in a block, then I think the answer is still yes, because they take up so much processing power to get a clean-ish pitch effect that I think it still does make sense. If you're a heavy user of this type of effect, I'm sure I'm already preaching to the choir, you know this, these kind of things are just not super possible in the Helix without taking up a lot of DSP. I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of trying to use this thing. Whether long term this would be a thing that I would use loads, I'm not entirely sure yet, but plugging in it, playing it is quite fun, and I think it's nice to be able to tap into that little bit of history. Some of what I've been playing today sounds a lot like this. So getting my head around which harmonies are which, and trying to figure out, you know, how am I gonna... Ooh, that one's quite a nice one. I haven't tried these yet. There's these detune settings, right? So I don't know, what does this do? Ah, just a beautiful chorus, basically. And the deep setting. I mean, I would 100% use that shallow setting. And that together with... I don't know, it's now clear to me, right, in that pedal you've got a really usable chorus, you've got a really usable drop pedal, and you've got the features that you'd want, as far as I can tell from the Whammy DT. all in one fairly large-ish footprint, but I guess what you would be doing is setting up, you think, right, I need that for this song, I need that for this song. And it wouldn't take much because of the way the Whammy's designed. And I think it's even got MIDI. You could MIDI set this stuff up with the HX Stomp. That, to me, is a bit of a dark horse for getting a lot out of one pedal. You know, buying a chorus pedal separately, buying a pedal that would be able to drop your pitch for you separately, or buying a Whammy separately, to be able to get all three of those things MIDI programmable in one fairly large but really cool sounding pedal. I think that's, I wasn't expecting to like it quite that much. Let me know your thoughts in your comments. What do you use this for? Do you have alternatives for this? Maybe the Electro Harmonix Pitchfork? But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.